Good morning, good morning, good early morning, good early morning. If you are in here, I would like to thank you for coming along. This is After Dark, early morning, and I'm just going to be basically going over and creating a design because I have two in mind, and I went on and wrote in and you know how you create your design and everything like that. So I went on and I created my design ahead of time, both of them. And I said to myself, you know what? Let me go ahead and do this live. So that way I'll, you know, talk and chit chat with people as well as design. And y'all can see how I design. But before we do all this, let me Let me do this real quick. So let me share this out because we haven't even did that part. I'm just over here going live and doing what I do. How about that? So let's go ahead and share this out first. And once we share this out, then I will be able to keep this hush puppy rolling. So if anybody's in here, I would like to thank you. Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. And I got to do this from my phone, y'all, because uh, this not working right here. And first of all, can I just say, let's go ahead and mute the phone because you don't want to be hearing the phone going off and everything. Why you laugh? Okay, so let's go here. Let's go to YouTube. And we're going to go into that. Go on my actual page. Go to right here, hit share, say got it, and then we're gonna go ahead and create a post, create a quick post. Come join me live. Come join me live, and we're gonna say live now. Then we're gonna hit a post. I'm gonna view it. All righty. So we're done with that part right there. We're gonna put that over to the side. And then I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna keep this touch puppy moving. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on over here just in case I have anybody that wants to ask me a question or two. I don't know if you want to do that or not, but anyway, how is everybody doing this early morning? Hope everybody is doing wonderful. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen now. And we're gonna go ahead and get this going. Okay, now let me see. I had to see if my screen is being shared because that's what we want to do. Oh, I see it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start doing a design. And let me see. Um, I'm gonna hit merge. Whenever you're designing and you have something that's inside of your actual on your computer, you want to take and pull that over. So we're going to pull one over at a time. As you can see, that is my preview screen right here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. And let's see, did it bring it over? Okay. So let me go in here, open it up again, hit open, hit one, hit OK. And that's going to actually bring the design over into the area that we need. And of course, it always comes in big. When it come in big like that, just take and back your screen out so that you can see the item that's on there. So you want to also, what I like to do is enlarge my paper. So we're going to take this. Of course, I say no cutting mat, because you don't want all those grid lines and everything on there. So what I'm going to basically do is make that 24 by 24 so that I will have the area I need to actually move around. Now, this is, of course, too big. So we're going to take the design down. I'm going to take it down to a decent size for right now. Let's unlock it. So let's start out with a 10 by 10. So we're just going to go up here at the top, back that out, put a 0, hit add, go over to the width as well. And we're just going to back that out till we get to that. 0, 0. Now I got it 10 by 10, and of course it looks so tiny, but of course we're going to enlarge our screen back. So you just want to hit zoom at the top again. We're going to move this over. I'm going to bring that down. And now, another thing I like to do is this white paper right here. I like to change my color. So on this very side right here, we're just going to scroll down and we're going to actually make the paper gray. Like that, okay? So now we have this amplified and we have our design 10 by 10. What I'm going to do is take and duplicate it first. So I'm going to give myself an extra one. I'm going to put it to the side. And of course, this is not filled in. Okay, now we want to have a bunch of noise going on. And we don't want to keep hearing this phone. So let's do ourselves a favor and mute everything. Okay, so let me go in here and mute everything while we are live. Okay, now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to fill this in. Let's give this some color. So I'm going to make this black for right now. Click on it, make it black. And of course it didn't give me too much of anything. I'm going to go like this, go like that. And then we have our color to it. I'll go in and I'm going to go ahead and separate this. So I'm going to do like this, release compound path, and it gave me the blackness that I need. Of course, I will come in here and redo the letters, but for now, we're going to go ahead and work on the actual butterfly. So I'm going to come up some like this, and I'm going to go ahead and take and get my bloom it through it all, and we're going to take and move that over there. Now, because I want that to stay grouped, I'm going to go ahead and group it over here to get that out the way. And then I'm going to work on the butterfly, like I said. So we're going to come down and I'm going to take and swoop in. I'm going to take and swoop in. So I made my imaginary. Come on, y'all. If you ever have any problems where it might be one or two little things that move around, you just do your back button and that will allow you to go back. Now, every now and then, sometimes it might not pick up everything that you wanted it to pick up, but when it works, it works. How about that? Good morning, whoever that is in the background in the bushes. I greatly appreciate you. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so right there, I'm going to go from there. And because I always like to take and duplicate and put my design on the top. Well, I'm going to grab it back. Nope. Come back out. Let me move him back up. Because I always like to take and design mines from the top, on top of the actual design. I'm just going to move that over. Of course, this is the extra pieces that's behind that. I'm going to put that back behind that like that. to move it out the way for right now. Then I'm going to take and go in here. And that way, everything will stay grouped like I needed it to stay grouped. I'm going to take in, seem to not want to move now. Okay, there we go. A little hesitant this morning. But anyway, we're going to take and do that. We're going to take and bring it in some more so I can actually see it. And like I said, let me see something. So if I actually take and make this a compound path, this is what I'm going to get right here. So I'm going to ungroup this. I'm going to release compound path. I'm going to take and move this over. I'm going to take and move these pieces out like that. Look like all of them going to come out probably. It is, because that's the inside piece. Okay, so sometimes you just got to fiddle around till you get it. And then all them extra little pieces you seen at first, that be extra little trash pieces in there. So we don't want that. All right, this, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to take that red line off. And now we just left with that. Okay, so because I want to make sure that I'm actually creating as I create. Hey, Nessa, how you doing, Miss Nessa? Thank you for coming in. I'm just doing a little something, just a little something. Okay, so then we're going to take and put this right on top because like I said, when I design my rhinestones, I like to take and make sure that I'm getting all of the stones where they need to go at. So I will have, well, how they say, a cheat sheet, and I'll put one design under. So this one on the top, we're going to go over here to rhinestones, and then we will start. Now you do have a choice. At the bottom, you'll see you have 6, 10, and 16, 20, and other, because you can actually take and create and make whatever size you want to. But however, I'm a 10 girl, so I'm going to stay with the 10s. Okay, so now we have that pretty much like that, but this is only like the outer layer. We're going to go over here one more time. This is linear, so that will give you that. But if you like radial or radial, then you would go for that. Now, because I like the way, see, you have to play with it a little bit to find out. And because I actually like the way it actually, see how it curves onto everything, I'm going to go with this. Now, to actually make sure, because you're not done, you don't want to leave it like that. You want to actually make sure it's right. So I'm going to go over here where it says release rhinestones. I'm going to hit that, and you will see all those little dots come up. Okay? So I'm going to take and do that. And of course, your girl wear glasses, so I'm going to bring this in some more. And I'm going to actually go like this. And now we're going to move and make sure all of the rhinestones are exactly where we want to. And this is where it's good that you have like a mouse, you know, a little mouse that you can play around with, because then you can take and roll your screen. So you're going to roll it up, and we're going to start from the top. Now we could go for one more rhinestone right there. You're going to click on that. And up here where you see those two little boxes, that's your duplication. There is more than one way to do that. I could have actually did that. I could have right clicked and did duplicate. That's another way to do it. Or I could, holding on to that, you would hit Control and D at the same time, and that will create another stone for you. So there are more than one way, whatever way that works for you. But when I got this little mouse going on, it's easy for me to slide back and forth, you know. So like I said, you have to do what works for you when you are designing. Now, another thing, I'm going to come in close when you are designing and creating rhinestone, and let me move this over so we can see. When you putting the stones in, you want to make sure you don't put them too close, because when you put them too close, let me zoom this in a little bit further so you'll see. It actually gives you like a little guide to let you know that that is too close. So you want to just take and move it over. See how that came up right there too? That also lets you know that that's too close. So we want to take and back that up. And now we want to take and back our design up some more. And we're just going to look at it. So we could go for another stone right here as well. So I'm going to take and do this. Of course, like I told you, I like to go up there. And we're going to go right here. And we're going to go right there. And we're just going to make sure everything is filled in. I think we could go for another stone right there. But to me, I feel like that's a little too close. Let's take and move that over a little bit more. Take and move that one up a little bit right there. And then we're going to take and one more time. I'm going to hit duplicate since we're right here. How about that? I'll go like that. We're going to move over. You want to take your time, like I said, making sure that it's filled in. But you also want to make sure that nothing is touching. So we're going to just click on this one right here. And we're going to go like this. And I apologize if y'all hear anything in the background. I have my actual puppy, if y'all know Coda. Well, I call him a puppy still. He's a grown little man. And then I have my grand puppy. And she is scratching to get in because they always up under me. And when I'm at this desk, this is normally her area to be on the floor right up under me. But I told her she got to go down the hallway today. Okay, so we just want to move it around, not too far. And let me quiet this over here, y'all. Turn off notifications. Oh, no, it's gone. It's going to do too much. So I just click it away. Okay, now we're going to go down. And you just going around to make sure that you have everything filled in. That is the reason why. Good morning, Donzel. Thank you for coming in. And this is why I say that you want to have that black, which is your background, because it will actually guide you where you need to go at to fill in your designs. So that is why I have that. That's like a little cheat sheet for me, but it actually helps me when it comes time to design. Like I say, you want to make sure they're close, but not too close. And then some people might like theirs extremely close. I don't. I want it close enough, but not wherein when you get ready to cut this on your flock, it will actually take and tear up your flock. You don't want that. So we're just going to go in here, make sure everything is close enough where we need it to go at. Okay. This one's a little off, so we're just going to pull that one in like that. And I'm going to pull another one up that way. And like I said, we're just going to use our scroller, scroll down. Now, I could put one right here like that, but I kind of feel like that's good enough. We don't want to overdo this little area right here. So we're just going to move them around. When you're trying to fill in and not do too much, you just want to just take what you have and actually take and move it around. So we're not going to put any more up in that little base part. Now this right here, all those are right there on the edge, so that we will have this as a full design piece. We just going to take and bring it around like that. And as it gets bigger, we'll bring two in. Y'all gonna hear that little, because I'm getting notifications, y'all, all the time. But we're gonna keep this Hush Puppy rolling. All right, so like I said before, We just want to bring this around like this because I do want this outside piece to show up. So we just bring our rhinestones in, not too close, just close enough. And I could have went with a 6, but like I said, I'm not a 6 girl. I'm not a 6. We don't do too good with 6s over here because for one thing, it'd be kind of hard for me to see them 6s. I mean, they're so tiny. So I'm gonna stick with my 10s. But as you go around, you want to also make sure you have it pretty much lined up. You don't just want to just throw stones up here, because when you go to cut this out, when you go to brush it in and you go to actually press this, trust me, you will see where your design will look ate up. I call it ate up because the lines won't flow like they should. Your design should flow all the time. When you don't have it right, see on this shirt how it flows, and you can tell what your word is. If you do not have it set up right, then you can tell, hey, I need to go back to, square one and get that right. Because when I first tried it, y'all, I'm going to tell you, it won't no walk in the park. How about that? It won't no walk in the park. Oh my God. When I say all over the place, it was looking ate up, beat up, busted. Okay. It was like, girl, this ain't for you. You might want to go back and retry and rethink that because this not it. So I went back to the drawing board and I said, you know what? I'm gonna figure this thing out. I ain't gonna let this thing beat me. So I'm just basically going in. Like I said, even though we got this little piece right here, we don't want it to be too tight. We don't want it looking tight. And another thing I like to do too, go up here and just keep hitting my actual repeat so you don't have to actually keep going piece by piece. But like I said, I'm just showing the easy way that I do my method. Everybody has their own way of anything. But you want to just make sure you do the method that's easier and that you can grasp on. This is my easy way to do it by actually having a back layer to it. And as I have a back layer to it, it will actually let me know, will that work out if I do it like that? Or should I do it another way? So like I said, you want to make sure, let me pull this in. See how that it's a little small little line to let me know, hey baby girl, that might not work out right there. So we're gonna do that like that. Okay, and then we're gonna bring them in tight. You just have to you have to trust the process. You have to take your time and know that you can get through it. It's not a race. Just tell yourself, look, I got this. Let me take my time and get this design going. Okay, so we're going to press on that one. We're going to go like this. And we're just going to keep going around. Now, like I said, your girl wear glasses. So every now and then you're going to see me bring it in. Okay, now see how you looking at this? Even though it's a curved pattern right here, we still want to keep the dots in line. And we still want to make sure it looks uniform at that. So we're going to keep going around like this, taking our time, not rushing, and those two look too close. Now I'm going to bring it back in again and we'll slide it over so you can actually see, where was it? What I'm talking about, these two right here. Let's come in some more. See, they look like they're too close, and at the same time, it look like you might get away with it. But because you're dealing with flock, now let me show you what flock looks like if you've never seen flock before. This is flock. And when the actual cutting machine, whichever one you use, cuts these holes. You want to make sure, and I'm going to show y'all why. You want to make sure it stays uniform and easy for you to be able to brush your rhinestones in. You don't want it to be wherein it causes you any type of pain or any type of, well, hey, what's going on? Why I can't do this? I'm pulling this off, y'all, so I could show y'all. And now let me take and get a cutting board so I can put it on the back so y'all can actually see the holes. Okay, so I had to make this for somebody not too long ago. Okay, so if you can see, you see your holes. You don't want them to be too close where it causes it to tear or rip up. Because once it rips up, you're not going to be able to. Now, you can do it, but you're going to have to get your little pen and put everything in there. You don't want to have to do that. Do I have a DTF printer? No, ma'am. I do not have a DTF printer. I wish somehow or another I did. But I do the hack, Miss Nessa. I do the hack. So, and as a matter of fact, I'll show y'all because my son haven't came to get it yet. But my grandson had commissioned me yesterday. Well, ahead of time, but for me to have it for him, for his dad. So he wrote a little letter for his dad, and my grandson is on a basketball team. So what I did was, and I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me bring the light around so y'all can see. I actually did a basketball because my grandson, let me pull it out the bag because I don't have it sealed yet. My grandson actually is on a basketball team. And I knew that they were Tuesdays and Thursdays is his little thing. So I told my grandson to just bring his dad through Tuesday so that he could get it. So I made this design. It's a basketball. I put some fire behind it, and I made it like the ball was on fire. And the letter he actually took, and the one he actually took and made the letter, I put it on the ball. And then I went and got all of the pictures of my grandson and my son, and I put it on the back. And another reason, it's a significant reason why I put it on the back. It's because if you can see in the middle of the ball, my grandson is on my son's back. And I put it on the back so it's like he got his back, because from the beginning he always had his back, because he used to always lay on my son when he would go to sleep. So I was like, you know what? Let me put that on his back. And of course, you know, I'm extra. So I did make a tumbler too, y'all. So I'm going to put this over here for right now. Let me put it back in the bag because, like I said, I have a little buff up and I don't want to get no hair on it. But I'm going to put that back nice and neatly. Let me show y'all I'm going to show y'all the cup because y'all know I'm extra. I'm a little extra. So, of course, because the ball is orange, I put in orange. Gave it an orange straw. Now let me show y'all the actual tumbler. Yeah, that'd be nice if you get that, Miss Nessa. That will be real nice if you get that, honey. I'm praying for one too. How about that? Because I could do a whole lot with one. But of course, I had the tumbler right here. So the same message that my grandson gave me, I put the fire and everything around there, and I put a liner, a black liner to it, and of course I put my son's little nickname on the back. So yeah, thank you. I'm a little extra, even though my grandson only said, okay, Nana, just put this on the shirt. I didn't want to just put it on the shirt and it not be something wherein my son would love and appreciate it. Not only that, but my son used to actually own his own shop, and he used to design as well. So he already know I'm gonna be extra with it. But when my grandson asked me to do that, I was just so, you know, extra over the top with it. I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad you asked me to do that. So I went all out. And I told my son he had to come today so that he could get his gift that his son wanted him to have. So yeah. And then I did a little video yesterday and I sent it to my grandson so he could actually take and see, what I did for him. He was like, oh my God, that's so nice, Nana. Thank you. Okay, so we back to the 2. That's real close, y'all. I'm going to move it up a little bit because I feel better if it is up some. And then we're going to take and move this over. Yeah. Once you get that DTL, well, I'm quite sure the way you saying it. Thank you. The way you saying it, Miss Nessa, I'm quite sure you probably do know how to fool with that DTF printer. But what I have to do is because I use a DTF hack, I have the powder right here. And you want to be careful with this powder. So that's why I have mine actually in a bag and I have it in another bag. But what I do to mine, y'all gonna get all kind of conversation over here on this side. I do apologize, but I'm actually on my big computer. Okay, so what I do with that DTL powder is I actually take and I pour it in here. So once I use the film, I'll show you the film as well. So actually, once I put the film in here and I put the powder on there, you want to move it all around. Make sure it's completely covered. Once it's completely covered, but make sure you don't touch it. Touch the design itself. Then you want to take and cure it. Most people get the curing oven and do that, but you can also take and don't pull your, heat press completely down. You just want to have the heat press top hovered over it enough for it to actually take and cook more or less. And then I have another way that I also do that. You sounded like you might want me to do a little video. I haven't did one in a while where I actually show people how I do different steps and everything like that. But I mean, I could, but I also take and get these films. So it depends on the size of your printer, the paper that you would get. But this is the paper I use. It is film. And this one is by Yamation. And it is 8.5 by 14. So 100 sheets in here. And what I take in, because I have a little cheat method I use and everything like that. Like I said, I'm gonna create a video. See how you got me off, Miss Nessa? I'm supposed to be only on here showing you a design. Don't come in here starting now, Miss Nessa. No, I'm just picking with you. I'm picking with you. But yeah, I don't mind. I do not mind. How they say, each one teach one, we grow together. There ain't no gatekeeping around here. But anyway, we're gonna get back to our design. Okay. And we're gonna pull this together. How about that? I just appreciate y'all coming along because I was gonna be doing this anyway. I said, you know what, girl, go on, cut that camera on for a minute. Let them people see you doing this design. Because you ain't going to do nothing but do what? Chill out, do your design, fool around with the buppies for a little bit. Maybe cut this design, maybe not. And that was going to be it. So I'm just pulling all these around. We want to take and make sure we pull them around like that. I want to take and do that and click some more so that we can use them around here. But I will greatly, I don't have no problem. I'll make that design, that actual taking make that tutorial video so that you can see how I do my hack. Because like I said, I don't have the DTF printer myself. However, I use what I got. Oh my goodness, everybody and their mama. I think I can quiet this one. Okay, mute that one for a day. Oh, chair. I told you, these notifications be popping. And what it is that every time I turn my computer on, my phone is actually hooked up. to my computer, so that way I can continue to do what I'm doing and I don't have to pick up my phone every 5 minutes to see who might be calling me. But basically, when you're doing rhinestone designs, it's a lot of moving the dots. It's a lot of moving the dots. Let's click on this one. We're going to take it. Oh, excuse me. We're going to take and add a few. And as we add a few, we will take and bring them in. Okay. Like I said, you want them close, but not too close. And that's basically it. You just want to keep moving around, making sure your design looks good. And every now and then, I like to take and pull back and make sure that we are good. So this is coming along good. As you see right here, we still have a lot to fill in, but not too much. And these right here, we want to basically make sure they're not touching, for one, and for two, and that it looks uniform. So we're going to keep going with this, filling in as we go. Not too much. Okay, notifications. Y'all doing too much. I'm going to need y'all to leave me alone. Leave us alone. We don't want it. All right, so we're going to keep going like this. All right, I'm going to move these up a little bit like that. And those, because I feel like they're a little too close, we're going to do that. Move that around. And to keep the design so it doesn't mess it up, we're going to move that one in so I can put another one right there. This one, I'm going to let that one be. I'm not going to put one right there. But however, so they won't be too close to the inside, I'm just pulling the line out. So we're just going to pull that line out like this. Keep going. Pull this one in. And this one right here, we could either use it or get rid of it. I'm going to take and look at this carefully because we might be losing that one. We might not need that one. I'm thinking we don't. And you just want to examine your idea, your design, and basically you want to make sure it's the way you want it to be. So like I said, we're going to pull this out. This will be our outside lining, like that. Okay. And we could go for one right there and one right here. So we'll pull this one down. We'll do like this. Hit our duplicator twice. Go right here. That's one. And I don't know, that one might, that's going to cause it to be too close. So you take that same dot and you just put it somewhere else where you need it at, like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that one in because that's a little too close. And we want to be able to still see that line. That's too close and that's not needed right there. And we're going to just pull these in so they're uniform and it looks nice and it's not all over the place. Okay, so like I said, it's let's match the dots. Let's make sure it look good while we matching the dots. And it's a lot to making a design. It is. Some people think like you bewitched and you can just twinkle your nose and boom, the design is done. It's not. It's not. So I'm thinking maybe one more dot right here. And then we're going to move on to the rest of our design. Okay, so we're going to do like this. Hit my two boxes up there. Pull this in. Move this over a little bit like that. And I'm just shuffling it around so it's not too close, but it's just right. Okay, so I'm thinking that's perfect. I'm thinking that's fine. And Just like that, we're going to leave that alone. Now, here comes the important part. Before you move on, this is what I do. Okay, so y'all know how the dots are individual, right? I'm going to take and go to this black empty spot right here. I'm going to click that. And you see how there is a, let me back this up so you can see it. See how there's a whole box around that? That is the actual cheat guide that I told you I use. I'm going to do like that. Now you can fully see the actual butterfly on its own in rhinestones without that back blacking. What we're going to do now is we're going to make an imaginary box around that. So you're going to go off from the side of it. And wait a minute, let me come back in because it looked like something is kind of close. So we're going to take and go like that. And there is. We're going to move that dot slightly over. Because like I said, we don't want it to be where it's on top of each other. Because your flock will look messed up. It will look ate up. Okay, so we're going to back out. We're going to take and make our imaginary. And you want to make sure that you include all of your dots. Okay, once you do that, you want to right click. You want to go to the word group first. Once you have group, then you want to go right here where it says make compound path. Very important. Once you do that, it's going to turn it black. That's fine. We okay with that color. You want to go up here to where that's red box at. You want to come to this first one that looks like a triangle box. And you want to simply just take out the actual red lines that's around all of the circles. I'm going to go over here, of course, because I'm going to change mine's blue. You can do whatever color you want to. That's fine. And then you're going to back it out. Okay, now we have finished our butterfly. So I'm going to take in, remember, see why I actually told you that you want to take and duplicate it? Because you're able to actually go back, look at your whole design, look at your whole idea, and you can actually see how your design play out. So you see how we was able to already do 1/2 of it. I say 1/2 because this is not going to take long for us to actually do the bottom part. And then we can decide whether we want to do the swirls or not. And then the words are pretty simple, but I don't know if I'm going to keep the same letters the way I got it or not. So we'll decide on that. But so far we already have this. So I'm going to go back over. And remember, we did do 10 by 10. So like I said, I have to make sure I keep it kind of formatted to 10 by 10. Okay, so now we have, I got to go completely over here. Now we have our bottom half. Once it decided want to come on. Come on, Chad. Come on, Chad. What is you doing? Yeah, my clicker be acting up and the design be acting up on its own too. All right, so we're going to come and bring it down. Okay, so I do see extra pieces in here. I am going to get rid of. Okay, so let me see something, and this will go right here up in that area. Okay, so I'm going to put that off to the side. We're going to come over. I'm going to bring this in first, and I'm going to ungroup it. And the reason why I'm going to ungroup it because I see a few pieces that I'm not going to use. Okay, now remember this piece right here in this back. This actually will be the piece when you do go back to putting a piece together. That's when these pieces that's cut in this will actually come through. I'm going to actually take and make this a different color. And you're going to see why in a minute. Okay, so this extra piece, I do not want that right there. Rather than take and actually ungroup that, I'm going to show you something. So 1, 2, 3 from the bottom. This is a eraser. You can actually dial this up and make it as big as you want to, because the actual size guide and slider is up there. However, I just made mine small because we had a very small little piece. You want to actually too make sure that you get everything, and make sure that when you are finished, you see this little arrow right here in the corner. You want to click that. See how that clicked away? Another thing, when you take one piece and you erase it, you have to do an imaginary line and actually make sure everything is back grouped. Because you see how you have all those little guide pieces? They actually would separate it when you take one piece out of there. So we're going to hit group. See how it's solid now? So now we have that. This right here, I'm going to actually take and hit that, right click it, do bring to the front, because I want to actually see how this will lay in here. So that would actually be the cut out piece of that. I want to take and make sure that I'm looking at our design as well. So we're going to take and go back out. We're going to take and actually bring this over, because I want to see how close to our design we would be if I was to leave that. So if I leave that, that will actually be the side pieces to the design as far as the actual lotus. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to take and do both of them, put them together. Okay. And then I'm going to actually go over here to my side panel. And on the side, it's for me, because a lot of people have different layouts and silhouette, but I'm telling you, I have the business edition. That's the way it's easier for you to make your rhinestone design. And say you wanted to go to a different cutter and cut your actual design, then you could do that if you had the business edition that allowed you to be able to create the actual rhinestone design. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to the ninth icon, which is a square and a circle. We're going to open up this panel. Remember, you want to make sure you have both of them highlighted together. And I'm going to hit the word subtract all. And you give it a minute. See how it went from being dark to nothing at all? Then you want to back click it. Once you back click it, you want to see if it took effect. It didn't. So we're going to go back in here again. Oh, it did take effect. My bad. I see what it did. It did cut it out. So if you go right here, you'll see how it cut it out right there. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to design blue. This blue area. Because this blue area, we're going to let that lay inside of this design right here. So what I'm going to do is, like I told you, my little cheat guide. We're going to leave this one black. We're going to go and do another one. We're going to come up here to the second icon, which is our color one. And you want to put a color on top of it that you're going to be able to actually see. So we're going to go ahead and make that one green. Remember, this is our lay-in piece that will go on top of this. So we want to make sure we actually design that as well. But I'm going to let that sit to the side for a minute. Y'all give me 1 minute, please. I need to mute this so that I can have my daughter to come and get the dogs, because I can hear them scratching at the door. So y'all excuse me. I'm Okay, y'all, I am back. I am back. I am back. Let's go back into here and let's go back to our actual design. And we're going to go over here to our rhinestone panel. And we're going to go right here. And that is going to be some hot mess right here. This is where I'm actually going to have to go in here and really move some stones. This is going to take a minute. I'm going to take and go in here. Yup, that further makes it even more complicated. And this does not do it any justice at all. So we're going to go back here. And I just might have to actually take and really move some stuff around. Okay, so I'm going to back this up a little bit. And I'm just going to look at it as I move it around. That's a lot of moving. That's a lot of stones to move. But you want to make it as convenient and easy as you can for yourself. Okay? But hey, here we go. Here goes nothing. How they say, here goes nothing. It's a lot of complication up in here. So I'm going to go in there and focus in there first. And we're just going to get it done. That's all. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Okay, so it's a lot of moving pieces, a whole lot of stones I will definitely be getting rid of. And it's really like it's a layer on top of a layer. And being that it is a layer on top of a layer, I don't know if I need to add the extra piece in that I have over there on the side that's blue. I'm just going to basically move these around. And we're just going to work it out. How about that? I'm going to do it like that. So all the ones that you see me put up here to the side, you want to take and move them off of the screen because you're going to see what I'm going to do with those in a minute. I'm going to gather up all the no good ones. That's what we're going to call them, no good ones. The ones that's being extra in our way. Let me move this up some. And we're just going to take and do like that. And boom. How they say be gone? We're just going to take and let them be gone. But like I said, it takes some time. And sometimes a lot of people will create designs and they don't want to show you this on screen because they don't want you to be discouraged. To actually know that, hey, it's not as easy as it looks. You might think, oh, hey, let me just do this right here. Boom, it's done. No, you want to actually take and move around your stones. You have some that might put a design together. And trust me, now unless they have some magical machine where they just putting designs and throwing stuff together, then you got to get in here and actually take and move these stones. And then some people will look at this, how I got all these designs right here and be like, girl, no, you can add that because I wouldn't be doing it. But I like complicated designs. I like a challenge to be able to see how it's going to work. Because ain't nothing to it but to do it. Okay, so you just get in here and you just clean it out. You're cleaning your design up. You're just cleaning your design up. That's all. And every so often, just take and do like that, throw it away. And as you continue to do this, the next thing you know, you'll have the wonderful design and that you really wanted. Okay, so like I said, take your time. Look at your dots. Bring the screen in and out as much as you need to, and just take and move them dots. And I know some of y'all looking at this like, ooh, nah, chair had added. I wouldn't, but it's okay. Like I said, you just have to take your time. Look at your dots. and move them out. Now you see why it's important. Also, like I said, had that little cheat guide in the back, because that cheat guide will help you work it out. And then, like I said, just taking every now and then, take and move your design, move it in, and you just take one by one. So we know we got too many of them dots right there. Just take and move them around and move them out. So as you move out the ones you don't need, you can be putting together the ones you are going to use, like that. And that's all we're doing. It's just repositioning the ones that we do want and that we are going to use. Yeah. Don't be afraid to, like I said, move your screen in. See what you need to redo. Move your other things around. And as you doing it, just have fun with it. And I know a lot of y'all looking at it like, girl, no. Alright, my mouse pad trying to act up. I mean, not mouse pad. My little mouse sheet trying to cut up. Every now and then, move them out. Get rid of them. Some people like to do this while they watching TV, while they listening to music, whatever have you. But ain't nothing to it but to do it when it's chat. Hey, precious pieces, thank you for coming in. How you doing this morning? Anybody in the bushes, thank y'all for coming in. Greatly appreciate you. We're gonna keep this hush puppy rolling. Like I said, every so often you will get to the point where you have a piece on a piece, and we'll just take and move those dots out the way. And when we finish, we're going to have this lovely design that we are working on. Like I said, move your pieces around. It's a dot on a dot. You will be able to tell because you will see the outside lining of it where it looks kind of thick. When it looks kind of thick, you already know it's another extra dot on there. And you just take and go like that. We're going to keep going. Okay. I'm doing fine. Thank you. Thank you. I'm doing fine. I am doing wonderful. I just wanted to come on here and work on the design because, like I said so many times, I be working on designs and I be like, you know what? People might want to see how you actually take and do your designs, what procedures you actually do to create a design. But like I said, you got to have patience. And it's going to take a little time. It's not something you just going to be able to actually take and throw together overnight. Now, unless it's a small design. I like big designs. So every so often I take and I go back. I look at what I've gotten out the way so far. And as you can see up here in the top, we're doing pretty good. We're making progress with it. We're going to take and slide this over. And this is right about now in a video. Somebody probably would have speeded their video up. Would have speeded the video up and been like, okay, now we're all done. But like I said, it takes time. It takes patience. And you can get through it. Like I said, a lot of times, a lot of people love to take and put on music, video, whichever one that works for you, and just move your stones around. Like I said, you can tell when you got double stones because it look kind of thick. And we're just going to take and throw them away because we don't need them. And I'm going to take and scoot this down some and move over. Now that right there, I got this right here, but I don't know if I want that right there or not. I guess I could leave that right there. Okay. So we're just going to take that, scoop them out the way. Oh, when you have that, use your back arrow. And let me do this again, but I'm going to have to do a singular. Because I'm about to mess up the whole design, y'all. Okay. You live in, you learn, honey. I never forget the very first time I did that. I was like, oh my God, what in the world? How do I do this back? And then that's when you learn. If you don't know how to work with your software that you have, once you do a few of them, you'll learn how to get it off and put it back. Because when I first did that, I was like, oh my God, I messed up the design. But me, I won't go walk away and not figure it out. All I did was do a backspace. I was like, you know what? It got to be a backspace, because if I was writing on the actual computer, it would be a way for me to be able to just backspace this. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure it out. And I did. You go up there to your back arrow and you just get it out the way. Now we're going to put them right here for a time being, but I'm going to have to group them and move them out the way. Okay, so it is pretty much coming together. Like I said, you want to make sure that your dots are not too close to each other. We're going to go around a little bit like that. Bring some down. Bring those over. And let me take and group these and move this out the way, because we don't want to branch on that whole design again. These right here, I actually do not like this back here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually get rid of that. So I'm going to get rid of the circles first. And I don't want this right here. So I'm going to show you how I get rid of that. I'm going to take and do this right here, because we don't want to grab the background again. We're going to take and actually go right here. That's too big. We're going to take and size it down some. And I'm going to take and go like this. Now remember how I told you in the early part of this video, and you want to make sure that's clicked. Then we want to click that off. Now, because remember I told you in the video, when you separate something like that, you have to make sure that everything is back grouped. So this is when we go to the panels. We select by color. We go over by fill. We go to black. Because see now, if I hadn't did that, something else is over here. And not only that, okay, we want to make sure we have this off the mat. So let's take that off the mat. But we want to make sure that we group everything back. Because when we get ready to come to the end, after we move all our rhinestones, we want to make sure that all of our black is moved off when we get ready to move out the rest of our stones for this green. All right, let me move that over like that. Let me come in so I can move these stones a little further over off the mat. Okay, so let's go back where we was. And let me zoom out some. All right, now. So that way I can move these off the mat. Okay, so like I said, it takes time. It takes patience. But if you keep at it, you'll get it. And like I said, some people be like, Chad, I ain't moving all them dots around, honey. You can add it. Some people make a design and they will move a few rhinestones or two, and they be like, I gotta come back to that when I can have the patience and the time to deal with it. And that's fine. However you need to do it, you can do it, and then it works for you. Y'all, my puppy is being so extra. Y'all give me 1 minute. Let me get her to come in here so that way she can stop, because she is actually scratching, like she trying to scratch through the door. Y'all give me 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. I told you I am loud. Why are you in here making all this noise? Stop it. Stop it. Behave. You do not need to come in here. Thank you. Person going live. Cut it out. Be good. And everybody didn't ask for you to be making all that noise on that door. Sounding like you're a great big old person. Making all that noise on that door, girl. Better stop it. Anyway, I'm back, y'all. I am back. Let's get back into this design. So we're going to go like that. I do apologize, y'all. She just being extra. Because like I said, she feel like she's supposed to be under this table instead of somewhere else, sitting down, playing. Okay, so we're going to do like that. And we're going to keep on with our moving our stones, because we're going to get this done today. I'm not going to cut it live, y'all. But I'm going to finish up this design before we part ways this morning. Yes, I am. Because if I don't do nothing else, I tell myself that, okay, finish it. Before you do anything else, finish it. Because I'm quick to, oh, no, I don't want to do this. And take and put it all to the side and be like, okay, I'll come back to it. Yeah, this thing must have did a duplication, y'all. That's what happened. It duplicated on me, and I can tell because when I go to move these little extra pieces over here, so when I clicked it, it had to have duplicated. See how we have extra dots? So this let me know that it duplicated, because if had it not duplicated, I probably wouldn't have all these. Now I'm gonna tell you what it makes me want to do. I'm gonna tell y'all what it makes me want to do. Take and do like this. Come back like this. Because sometimes you got to make that executive decision on your own to know what you need to do. Okay, so let me go again like this. Let me make sure it only duplicated one time. Make that yellow. Let's bring that back up here. Because when I seen them extra circles, that let me know. Because it's too many on top of each other like that. And so I know it must have duplicated on its own. So we're going to take and do this again. But this time, it should work out pretty easy. All right, let me see something. Let me come in. Yeah, it's still doing it. So it's not just that. Okay. So I thought maybe it double duplicated itself. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to back this up. I'm going to take and go at it. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to make compound path. Let me see what I get. Okay, so that. I'm going to take my red out like that. But better yet, let me back that up. Okay, so let me release. I'm trying to see something because I'm thinking it's extra pieces, and it is. Too many extra pieces is moving around here. So that's what's going on. Sometimes you have to play detective work, y'all. So we're going to move these extra pieces out that I do not need. Like these extra little whims and stuff like that. I don't want them. I'm going to move the extra interior pieces out. We're doing detective work right now, y'all. We're moving out extra pieces so that when I go to design this, I don't have a problem. All right, so we're gonna move that in. Those I know I don't want. So we're gonna take and go like that and move them all like that. And that, and we're gonna take and move that out. All right, now we're gonna finish moving layers. Okay, so I can't move it too far because if I do, hold up, let me come in. You got a little red dot and I need to know if that red dot. Okay, so that's extra trash. We're gonna put this back like this. Like that. I knew something was going on. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. We got too many dots. Too many dots. So what it is that we have extra layers that's in here. That's all. Making it so every time I create this, regardless, it's going to give me that extra piece. Remember what I said, you hit your back arrow when you want to move something back into position. Okay, so let me take and throw away all the extra pieces. We're going to come down here again. Those right there is something I will add in extra later as far as the little dots. All right, this I know I'm not going to use. I'm going to take and throw that away. And then we're going to keep going with the petal pieces to make sure I have all of the extra layers out the way. Because I kept going, I was like, wait a minute, hold up. It got to be something. So we're not ready for that yet. It's got to be something that is not allowing me to be able to do this and not have extra pieces to it. But I knew we was going to keep going till we found out. And that's just a part of designing, y'all. You got to do, okay, well, if I do this, what's causing me to do that? Because if you don't do detective work on it, you won't be able to figure it out. And that comes with a lot of DIYs and different things like that. You just got to have that I'm going to figure it out type of mentality that will allow you to be able to figure it out. Okay, so we did that part. Let me come in here. That's one. That's two. That's that right there we already have done. So we're going to hit our back arrow on that one. This one right here, that's our extra layer as well. We're going to take and go back like this. I'm going to move up again. And all of this on the outside, we will take and throw away. It's like, what in the world, child? You about to do too much. So like I said, that's that cause and effect. Figure it out, honey. Only take a minute. Okay, so we don't need that. I see an extra red dot right here. That's another piece of trash. You want to make sure that's not in there. This is next layers. This is what we're working on right here. So when we go and do this, it should be a whole lot better. See, that was another piece of trash. Want to take that out. Want to go right here. Go boot. That's out. Put that back where it go at. All right. And then we're going to go back to up here. I see something extra right there. I don't know what that is, but we're going to get them out. We're going to make sure we don't have anything but just one layer in its very top. Once we do that, okay, now we are complete with that part. Make sure there's no extra pieces right here. All right, then we're going to go up here. We're going to do like that. Boop. And we're going to continue on to pull off our layers. Remember, hit your back button. We're going to pull off our layers of extra stuff that we don't need. Okay. So we know that one was together, so we don't have to worry about that one. We're going to take and do our imaginary line. Go up. You know it's extra on this one. And this one is not whole like the other one was. So we got to go in there twice. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Hold up. When you see that line get big on the outside, you already know that it's a strong possibility somebody else is back there. Okay, so now we are finished with that. We hit our back arrow. And now, if I'm not mistaken, we have gone completely around the whole entire flower. We want to go back. All right, now I'm going to make my screen bigger again because I want to get rid of all of the extra things I had to take out that I no longer need. And that will be all of that. We'll do that. Then I'm going to go ahead and group everything together. Go like this. Hit group. You see that red line in there? We're going to take and go like this. And now, before I put an extra layer and make this like my cheat guide, I want to go over here and test it out first. So we're going to go like that. And let me make this back big so that I can see. And we're going to go like this. Now, it's a couple of more, but that is just stuff that you actually have to take and lay out. But if we wanted to even make this even more simpler, see how you have those pieces right there? I could actually take and duplicate this like this. Make that a different color. Let's make it so I can see. So I would actually take and do like this. And I actually can take and use my cutter and cut this where I could do like that. And it would simplify things even more. Or I could actually take and put it together like this. Let me see. Let me back it out some. I could actually take and do like this as well. Wait a minute. Let me do like that. Take that off. Take and do this. Like I said, we're designing. We're figuring it out how we want this to go. So I could actually take and do like this. Do like that. And you're about to see what I'm going to do in a few minutes. Okay, so I know I don't want none of those. I'm going to take and do that. And I want these pieces to come out as well. All right, so we're going to do like that. And we're going to go like this. Go like this and go up here. Go like this. And yeah, I don't want that piece at all. We're going to go like this. And then we're going to continue to go like that. Thank you. Good morning. How are you? I appreciate y'all coming in. Hey, Patrice. Hey, David, Corey. How are you? Thank y'all for coming in. Okay. Well, I appreciate both of y'all. You go get in your garden, David. You want to go before it get too hot. Okay, but I appreciate y'all coming through. Thank you. So we're gonna ungroup, and then we're just gonna pull out and put them in different places. But before I do that, let me check this one more time, y'all. With this black. Hopefully this black. Ooh, Chad won't continue to get on my nerves. How about that? So I'm going to go up some. I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to take in here group. And I'm going to go back over here. I'm trying to take out some of that extraness we had. So this is not too bad now. Because remember at first, oh my God, it looked like we had about 1,000. And it didn't need to be on 1,000. Okay, so we're going to go back like that. And we actually took and simplified this a little bit better. So now I'm going to ungroup this. Let me go back out. Some like this. And we're going to actually take and I don't need them no way. We ain't going to worry about them. I actually don't need those. We're going to move them out. All right, now I'm going to right click again, ungroup them. And I'm just going to pull out and use different pieces of this. Not too many because I don't want to overcomplicate it. Because remember, if you was here when I was putting it together and it was too much going on, you know, we don't want to do that. So that's why I say you can start out with a design, an idea. And when you get finished, that thing be something totally different. But I guarantee you, it's the work that you put in there that counts and matters. Because at the end, it's going, how they say, it's going to be fire. It's going to be a banger. Trust me. So you just have to keep at it and put your take on it. Or I could easily take this design. See, I be having so many ideas in my head. They be moving, y'all. I could easily take this design. We're gonna throw that away because I don't want that. I could easily take and break this up. So I'm gonna ungroup it. Because my head is constantly going, y'all. I'm constantly thinking. I could actually take and do a no pedal and keep that piece right there. And I could do a half and half because that's what I'm thinking. So I want to take out this piece right here and I want to put this piece in. And I would lay it right there like that. Okay. So I'm thinking that looks better already to me. And we'll take this piece out and I'll put this piece in. And we want to lay it so it's not on top of something. Girl wear glasses, so y'all already know I'm about to come in, right? Okay, so we're going to come in. And we want to lay it so it lays just right. But we don't want it overlaid. Okay, so that's like that. So then this next one, we can let the black be black right there together. I'm going to take this piece out. Because the ordinary thing is everybody will go blue, black, blue, black. But we're going to be different, okay? So we're going to take and do this. And like I said, y'all, I do apologize. Y'all keep seeing these notifications. I get notifications all the time. Chad, too much. So we're going to do it like that. And let me make sure I got the right one. Yeah, I do. And we want to take and do this. And because he looked like he going to be on top of him, I'm going to take this green piece at the top. Like this. Once it let me click on it. And I'm going to take and slightly turn him a little bit. Because we designing this how we want to. A lot of times when you're creating things, sometimes you have to think outside the box. You don't necessarily have to go with the norm of how everybody do it. Oh, well, this the trend, this the fad. Let me go with that. You don't have to do that. You don't. You have to design and create what you feel. But I also had to say it like this too. So you had to be, you had to play kind of devil's advocate with your own self. And you have to decide, okay, so if I do this, are people going to like my design? Are people going to want to buy my design? So you have to more or less be like, okay, is this sellable to me? Or is this just something I like? So you have to play back and forth when you're creating different things to see. That's if you're selling stuff. Okay, this right here, I'm going to take it. Horizontal flip. And then I'm going to take it from the top and I'm going to go in like this. And I'm trying to see if I'm going to like that. And I'm not. So we're going to leave that alone. I'm going to take a smaller piece and I'm going to horizontal flip it again. And then I'm going to go like this. And I want to take and put this piece I got right there. So I'm going to kind of turn it a little bit more. And I think I want it down here instead. Okay. So I'm going to take this, because although there are so many things that go viral, that's just the thing. It go viral for that moment. But when it comes to actually it being something that you want to be able to sell or whatever for quite some time, you have to get into the point where, okay, is this nice? Yeah, I like it because I'm making it, but will somebody else like it if I'm trying to sell this? All right, so we're going to take and flip this again. And I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to come in and I'm going to do like this. So I have taken pieces of this. And as you can see, wait a minute, hold up. We want this kind of like that. So it's almost like I have deconstructed this lotus flower and made it my own. And sometimes you have to do that, think outside the box. Okay, so I'm going to back this up, see if I really like this, see how it's coming out. And so of course, we done went from that, y'all, to me being me, because I'm extra, y'all, okay? So we still going to have him come in. He still will fly up on there, but we just then took it up to another notch. We know we're not going to use that. We can keep that up out the way. I'm going to go ahead and still, because this is more or less like my cheat guide and letting me know, okay, well, this design started from here. Do I want to keep it whole like this, or do I want to keep it moving? And of course, as y'all can see, we done went from here to how I got it now. But we're going to go ahead and put that over there. I'm going to go ahead and pull this down right here. And now we have a totally different flower. And then right here, I'm probably going to take those little pieces out and bloom through it all. I know I'm going to make that bigger. But what I'm going to do first before I do anything else, I'm going to group this first, like this. I'm going to hit group. I'm going to put bloom right here. I'm going to go in. I'm going to ungroup this for a moment. And I'm going to come in. I'm going to take this, because I already know we got extra on there, because what I did was I hit to release. When you release, it gives you all the extra pieces that were cut out of this. And that's your extra end piece, so that the B will be fully cut out and this and that. So we're going to take and do that. No, I don't want both of y'all. We're going to do this. I'm going to make compound path, and you see how it went back to how it should be. I'm just moving this into play, because like I said, when you're designing, you pretty much get a lay of the land of how it's going to be, how big you want it to be. And this is actually a good size right here. Now, when we first started out, I think I had 10 by 10. Yeah. So I done knocked out a whole lot of that extra because it was doing too much, too much. And I just made it like this. Okay. So like I said, you could do either one. We could have kept on going on with this one. Of course, you would have had a whole lot of junk and extra stuff to deal with, because as you can see up in this design, and let me bring this in a little closer so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So when you zoom into this, and how I was having a difficulty is because I did not take it back and group it like I did that one. You see how I had these extra pieces right here? That actually was the extra pieces. That was my extra dots. It was. But anyway, we're going to take and move that over to the side. Because who knows? I might make that a DTF or whatever. But anyway, we're going to go like this. I'm going to move this over. Me and these notifications. And I'm going to take me a sip real quick, y'all. Thank y'all for coming in, everybody. I appreciate you. Hey, Shamika. How you doing this morning? Thank you for coming in. All right, so we're going to take and move our butterfly over. We're going to take and move our word over. And now we're going to go back and actually deal with this design. Okay? So y'all know I normally use the cheat guide. The only way I would be able to use a cheat guide on this is that I would have to do this. That will be my top layer. This will be my under layer. We will all make this one complete color. But in order to make sure I stay on top of things, I'm going to move that over there like that. This right here now, I'm going to make one color. This right here, we're going to right click it. I'm going to say bring to the front. So it is on top of the layer that I want to use as my cheat guide, okay? We're going to do it like that. Okay, now we're going to come over here to the rhinestone. And we're going to take our time, come in. Yeah, I don't feel so, now that we done got it straight and we done figured out pretty much. So that was just the first outline. This is the next one. And I apologize, y'all, for these notifications. And then we're going to go like that. So I pretty much like the radial feel of this because it's not too bad. It's not too complicated. It's not too much for us to do. So it's like a, how can I say, a deconstructed lotus flower that I recreated. I didn't want it to be normal like all the other, flowers be. We will hit release. And we would just go in and move dots. And this one is not as complicated like the first one. Now, I could have did that one. Been here for a minute. Had to say eating some bonbons or something. And I could have worked it out. But it wasn't necessary when I was not doing my detective work to figure out what was giving me so much grief on that particular thing. Now these right here, I'm not going to make it uniform up in there because I kind of want to give it a little extra oomph to it. I don't want it to be all lined up, uniform, perfect, and everything like that. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and move these. And as I continue to move these, we will see what we have left that will work for us. Okay. So as we do this, and we do that, we pretty much see how things are going to work for us. Okay, so see that little piece right there? I'm going to just do like that. And then this will come to the point right here. We want it close, but not too close, okay? So we're going to continue to do that. And pretty much we're going to get through this design because like I said, I'm going to complete this. I'm going to complete this design before I leave off of here. Because normally I'd be like, well, I'm going to just do a video for it. No, we're going to sit on here. We're going to take our time. We're going to get this done. But if y'all have other things to do, I do appreciate you coming through. I do appreciate your time. And guess what? I'm going to take my time because everything won't be out in one day. And a lot of times, like I said, I like to rush off and be like, well, I'm going to just make a video. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to get this done. That's what we doing. That's what we doing right here. So I'm going to take my time. I'm going to complete this before I move on. But like I said, I greatly do appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming out and giving me your time. I really do appreciate it because you could have been anywhere. You didn't have to click on this video or anything or this live. You could have said, "Yeah, So I do greatly appreciate you. But like I said, if I was sitting here at this computer, like I do so many times, because y'all, when I say I had designs going to bed, I have designs that, like I said, I've already did them. I've already, put them in as rhinestones, but I just have not released them or brought them out. And the crazy thing about it, y'all, I actually made a Mother's Day design, and somehow or another, I had to go to take care of some business. And like I said, I haven't released the design. And the lady seen it, she was like, "Oh my God, that is so pretty. But can I have it this way, this way, this way, this way?" And I was like, "Okay." She didn't want too much, changed up. She just wanted one particular piece in the design changed up to, fit her name in there. And then other than that, child, that's why I said you can be your own walking billboard and not even know it. Because I hadn't even thought about it. I didn't even realize that I had on that shirt. And it was just funny to me. I was tickled because I was like, "Great God, I'm sitting up here making stuff, haven't released it, and I'm sitting up here being my own walking billboard and not even realizing what I had on that somebody else liked." You know what I'm saying? So it's all in how you do it. Don't be afraid to step out there and be you, do you. Okay? So we're gonna get this done. Like I said, I'm gonna get through this. We're gonna walk through this. We're gonna get this done, because if I don't, I'll say, "Oh, I'm gonna make a video." And y'all know how it go half the time. We said we're gonna make videos, and one thing leads to another, and it just never seems like it gets done. So I made a promise to myself. I was gonna stop doing all that running off here real quick. I'm gonna take my time. And those bloomers, my blue bloomers, if you had the time, hang with me, baby. Okay, hang with me, baby. That's the only thing I can say. Hang with me, and I greatly appreciate you. But we gonna get this done. We gonna work through it, okay? And I think we coming along pretty good. What y'all think? I think we coming along pretty good. But I'm gonna go back in here, make sure we don't have any extra dots. Then we're gonna take our cheek piece out, and we're gonna keep this hush puppy rolling, okay? So I'm gonna go in here, because your girl wear glasses. We gotta zoom in and make sure we are good to go. We're gonna start from over here, and we're gonna go up. Okay, so we're good to go, except right here. See, that's why I said take your time. Go back in. Look like we got 3 dots over here. Oh no, we ain't need all that. Okay, so we're gonna go like that, and we're gonna move them around. These right here, I'm actually gonna let them stay like that. Like I said, we're not making this to be a uniform, perfect, clean, neat. We made a deconstructed lotus flower, and that's how we want it to be. All right, so we're gonna continue to check out little dots. All right, so that is a unjoined piece, but I kind of want it joined, so I am gonna take and put that right there and leave that. Excuse me, y'all. And then we don't want this to be joined together too much. We're going to take and move that down like that. And we're going to continue to go down, making sure we don't have, use your back arrow whenever you get that problem. Okay, y'all. So turn all notifications off of Temu. That's turned off. Y'all, Temu can be doing the most. And Temu, shout out to y'all. I love y'all and everything. But y'all be doing the most. Y'all will give me 20 commercials for one little thing I might be going on there to look. Or even if I make a mistake and decide that I want to click on something and it's something associated with y'all, baby. Like I said, shout out to Temu. I love y'all, but y'all be doing the most sometimes. Y'all be giving the girl a little run. Okay? All right, so we want to make sure that we're not touching. Once again, we're going to go up with that one. Do this like that. That one's touching too right there. So we're going to go over, come up, go over again. Because we want to keep this the way we got it going, okay? We're going to come down some more. And we just scrolling around to make sure that nothing is touching. Okay, so now I'm going to back it back out to see how we looking. I think we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. Okay, so now let me go back in one more last time before. And the reason why I say you want to make sure you don't have double right on top of each other, because when it go to cut, you're going to have some ate up rhinestone flock. And you don't want that. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt for it. Okay. So, and yes, y'all, I already had it. So from now on, when I get on here and I say stuff out loud, I want to already have that particular saying or whatever. So if you go in my Etsy store, you'll see I already got that, been there, done that, got the t-shirt for it. That design already out. Okay. Anyway, moving right along. Here we go. And we're going to go like that. Yeah, but been there, done that, got the t-shirt for real, y'all. Certain things that I tell y'all that I've already done, been there, did it, and everything like that, it be real. I've had it to where when I first started out doing rhinestone designs, oh my God, designs won't acting right, holes won't right. I go to cut something out, it looked terrible. Okay, it looked terrible. It looked for real terrible. Like, girl, I don't know who did that because that ain't you. Okay, so I'm pretty much looking at this, seeing how I like it. We're going to take and move this to the side. I'm going to take and do this. We're going to bring this back in slightly. And the reason being is because now we're going to take our green, which is whole. You see it's a complete box around it. We're going to say bye-bye to him. We're going to go up here to panels. We're going to say select by color. And this is when you want to back it out a little bit because you want to make sure all of the colors that you are trying to group are together. See how I did that? Right click it, hit group. Right click it again and say make a compound path. Now, of course, it's going to turn it back black. We're going to take and move this to the side like this. Take and grab that. We're going to go to colors. We're going to take and make it back blue. We're going to go up here to the red box and we're going to take that redness off. Okay. So now we're not finished. We got to put the black together. We're going to take and do like that. Right click it. Hit group. Once you group it, right click it again. Make compound path. Of course, that's already black, but it has those red ugly dots around it as well. We're going to take and do like that. Okay. So now we're going to take and move that out. We're going to move this out. And y'all, we almost finished with our design. Okay. It didn't take as long as we thought it would, right? But it would have took as long as we had kept moving on with that thing I thought I was gonna do. Now I'm trying to decide because although I have this, because this was just my idea, because if you was here in the early beginning, y'all probably won't. And I had held this up because what I had did was I had went in and I had got my idea, my design and everything together, right? And when I was looking at my design, how I want to lay it out, how I want to put it on and everything like that, I still could add the squirrels to it if I really wanted to. And I could also, if I want to, I could also leave them letters like that or take and change them out. And I'm thinking that I probably want to take and change them out. Oh, what you say, Shamika? Okay. I probably want to go ahead and change them out, those letters, because we want it to be big, but not too big. We want it to be bold, but not too bold. And another thing, y'all know I like big designs, but I do not want to make this one too big and too wide. So if I stay at 10685 by 799, well, we're going to say 8 because we're going to round it up. I don't want it to be like a 12 because, like, this design I got on me right here, I had this on an oversized shirt to begin with. I did make a video, I just had never put it out, but the designs to make on oversized shirts. And this was one that I had made this design a long time ago. It said faith, hope, and cure. And what I did was, slant, let me move back. And I took and cut it so it would be like 3 or 4 different colors. So I do make big oversized designs, but this one I didn't want this one to be too big because you might want to put this on a jacket, a shirt, or something like that. Or a lot of times when you buy a design, especially from me, now some creators they might have a problem and tell you that they don't like for you to take in, you know, taking piece or separate their design. My thing is I create designs so that you can do that. So you might just want to take that butterfly and decide, okay, I'm gonna put that butterfly on the hat. You might want to take the lotus flower and design that you want to put that on the side of like a shirt, a jacket, or a pair of pants, or jeans, or on the back on the pocket or something like that. You can do that, bloom through it all. You might decide, okay, well, I just want to bloom through it all and the actual butterfly, and that's it. I make mine so that they are moving pieces so that you can decide what. Okay, I just want to take that one piece and do that. So I make my designs big so that you can take and go in there and separate and do what you want to do with it. I don't have a problem with that because I know it's too many times where I have actually did that, because I like to be able to create, recreate, reuse, move stuff around because I have made this design and I know I have this at least on 3 different shirts where it's 3 different ways. So you don't just take a design somebody give you or whatever like that and be stuck in one mode. You got to keep it moving, keep it, like you said, Shamika, keep it flowing. Yes, ma'am. So I already know I'm not going to, I said all that to say, when you get a design from me, I do have an Etsy shop. I do not have a problem for you to take and separate that design and use it how you want to. Because first of all, one, I appreciate you buying it. You bought that design, so please break that design up and use it how you gonna use it. Long as you don't recreate it and you try to resell it, okay? Other than that, we good, okay? We good. But please use that design to your fullest. Enjoy it, okay? That's what I'm gonna say. Enjoy it. But anyway, I'm gonna move this in. We know we're not gonna go with that because first of all, I don't want this to stay outlined. I already have an outline flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. So what I do is I click this A And then I'm going to go to the panel, and that's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th icon. And I'm going to actually go in here and I'm going to look for a font that I think will work with this where it's not too big. Now we could have left Bloom and it could have been in cursive or whatever like that, but I still could. But I want it to be thick. So being that I want it to be thick, we're going to use Cherry. Cherry's up there. And we're just going to do the word Bloom. And then we're going to put in manuscript through it all. Okay, so let's go ahead. I have my lock on, LOOM, and that is cursive. This is the font Cherry, but I don't know if I'm really liking that, but then again, it's kind of cute. Okay, now another thing, when you're designing and you're doing rhymes, so I'm not going to use this font, but I just wanted to show you. So you're going to hit you're going to right click. You're going to take and ungroup this, because as you can see how it moved up, that was not my actual size. So when you're going to rhinestone font, you want to make sure that you ungroup it, because that was not my actual space for that. But we're not going to use this. I'm going to go ahead and delete him. And since we are in the panel, let me see. I have plenty ones over here. So I'm going to go ahead and let me see. Impact is so, everyone uses that, and it's more or less like, it's good. It's a good font. If you want to do rhinestone, it is a good font. But what I'm going to do is go with Golden Eye and see if I like that. So I'm going to click this, make sure up here it says that. We're going to go right here, and I'm going to actually take and go like that. Now, I love this font because it is thick and it is big. Once again, I said it is called Golden Eye, so you can go and look that up. Do with whatever you please to. Like I said, see this extra space at the bottom? You want to take and click, ungroup. See how I tighten it up? Then you want to do your imaginary line. You want to right click it again. You hit the word group. Now, unless you don't want it group, you might want to make Bloom where Bloom come around or whatever have you. Like I said, y'all be having plenty of ideas. Mine be always flowing and going, and I be thinking of things. So, but we're not going to do that. I'm not going to take and blow it out like I normally would do. Be extra, y'all. I'm just going to take and get this red line off. I'm going to take and make this bigger. So I'm going to pull from the side. I'm going to keep in mind that I'm not going to make this design too big. And this is only at 1 something. So I want it to be rhinestone, but I want it to be a nice size. I'm going to pull it up just a little bit. So it's like at 4 something. Let me see where it's at. Okay. So it's 1 something. Let's pull it up to 2. So we got it to move around with. And that's at 4 something. Let's take and move that a little bit like that. Now I'm going to back it up again. Because like I said before, I want it to be not so big. So that's 11 something now. And we edging close to 12. So we don't want to do that, right? We don't want to do that. But if I take him through it, I'm trying to see something. So if I go through it, because I want to keep it still up in the bracket, that should work if I do through it. So, okay, let's take and do this like this. Once again, we're going to use our little cheat guide like I do. We're going to do that, do this. Make this red so we can see, okay? So now we're going to do that like that. Now, this is another thing. When you're doing your letters, you want them to be close but not too close, wherein it looks like your letters are on top of each other. Right now, I brought this all the way up so y'all can see. Right now, this look like they are okay, right? Let's go ahead and rhinestone these and see how it work out. Because if it don't, see how that's touching? We don't want that. So we're going to go ahead and back that up. We're not even going to put ourselves through that. We're going to take this top layer off. We're going to go at the back layer. You're going to ungroup it. And now we're just going to move our letters over. So we're going to move them over. And don't worry if you don't keep them uniform where they're on line completely together. I'm about to show you a little something for that. So to say this one is up, I know it's up. I know it's out of order. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take and back this up. Of course, I'm going to move that out my way. I'm going to go in like this. And you're going to go up here to this right here. And you're going to come down to the middle piece. And you're going to go like that. And it will put it back in order for you. We're going to hit group. We're going to put now our second top layer on. We're going to put that back in red. And now I'm just seeing and making sure, because we have a block squared out font on here, and I just want to make sure it's not too close. So that looks a whole lot better. And now we're going to go for that one. And this actually looks good just like this. We don't have to go through it. But how many people think this is done and we can, oh yeah, girl, that came out good. You ain't got to move nothing. You still want to go in and check and make sure that everything is laid perfect like it should be. Because if it's not, you need to move it around. But either way, you still have to ungroup this and group it back. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hit release on this rhinestone already. And we're going to go in here and make sure, because that looked like that was duplicated. I won't show y'all. But I'm going to just scroll up. I'm going to get this off the screen so we can see. And I just want to make sure it's the way I want it, because I can't tell y'all how many times, y'all, I would hit this rhinestone button and the letters will be one way and it'll look uniform and everything like that. But when you get ready to pull off of that back layer, because remember, that's our cheat guide. I pulled that back layer off and I was like, I don't know what this is, but I don't want it. I have gone in, I can't tell y'all too many numerous times, and had to go in and actually take the inside of this B piece right here and take and maybe move a dot out or two, or maybe the A, because it always be the inside layer for some odd reason. It be looking toe up. So we're going to go ahead and take our B off like that. We're going to go ahead and back it out. And see how this M does not look to me like you can really fully see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the back button. We're going to do the back again. And what I'm going to actually do is click off of that. And I'm going to scroll this down. And I'm going to move this over. And I'm going to come into this M, because we about to skinnyfy him, because you're not going to be able to tell what that thing say. And you always want to make sure that if a person's standing way down the street, Chad, practically, they can see what your design say, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take and skinny him down a little bit so he can still be seen. So I already know I don't want these dots. So I'm going to show you the trick with that. What you do is you hold on to that one. You're going to have your click in one hand. You're going to have your shift down. Okay, so we did our first dot. Let's do it again. Hold your shift and you just go up just like that. Keep going, because I know I don't want this row. And once you do that, come over to the X and boom, all of them, they went bye-bye. Okay, so we're going to take this one out right here. And he going to go bye-bye too by itself. There we go. So this is what I do know that I do want. So now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take those right there, those 2 layers of dots, and I'm going to take and move them over to the middle, because you could not see fully that that was an M the way it was set up. So we're going to take and do this, click, and I'm going to hold the shift, hold, and we're going to keep going. Hold on, wait a minute. Now, you see that box? Whenever you see those boxes around that, that's to let you know exactly where you are going. So we're going to highlight these so that I will be able to move these and they all stay together. And that way you don't have to move one at a time. So one of them got out of whack. That's okay. We just click off, take him, and put him in the spot where he go at. Okay? So now I'm thinking I'm going to back this out again. I'm going to take and go into my black layer. And once I can click on it. All right, we got that. I'm going to hit bye-bye. And now to me, it looked like we can see that that's an M. I'm going to back it out a little bit more. Yeah, we can tell that's an M. I could skinny it down a little bit more because normally I do. And I want to so badly, y'all. I think that's what I want to do. I do apologize, but I like for you to be able to see that that's the letter it's supposed to be, okay? Not that it's something it's not, okay? I want you to be able to see it. So we're going to click on here, and we're gonna take him out. Now, like I said, y'all, you want to always make sure that somebody can read you whether they up close or for our part, okay? Way down yonder. You want to, okay, click on, baby. You want to make sure that you can see what your shirt says, and people ain't got to be all up in the face in the place just to read your shirt. Okay, so that right there, I'm feeling that. But I'm going to tell you what I'm not feeling is these O's right here. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, just because you get a font the way it is, you can design, put a little to it, do what you need to do to it to make it look like you need to look. Because right now, I'm not feeling it. Because like I said, from across the room, that's why I backed that up. From across the room, I don't know what they say. I don't know if they O's or what they is. Because it won't read that to me. Okay, so don't be afraid to go in, go out, go in, go out. You got to make sure you make it so it fits with the message you're trying to send out, you know. So go in there and play with them letters. If it don't look right, child, take away, add on. You do not have to keep it like it is. Okay, so I like that because I opened it. See how I opened it and that look a whole lot better? Because we can really tell what them letters is. Now, y'all already know I'm about to go in here with this B. I'm about to be extra. Because this B is not this B if I don't put a little oomph to it. So we're going to just take his little, we're going to take that little piece out and create a window. And y'all about to see, when I take that back layer off, you're going to really be able to see that your letters say what they say. What it say, girl? You better get that bloom on. How you going to be able to tell that bloom if you can't see that bloom from across the... Baby, you can see it now. You can see it now. You can see we blooming. Okay? You can see that bloom. Tell me y'all can't see that bloom. I know you can see that bloom. Okay? So now we're going to take and go in here. We're going to take and do like this. No, we don't want to add you, baby. We just want the word bloom. We're going to go like that. We're going to hit group. We're going to go again. We're going to make compound pair. Of course, it's going to change it like that. We're going to take the red out. And I want this color to stay kind of into what we doing right here. So we're going to take and do that like that. I'm now done with that. We're going to take and move down like this. Come back out again. Now we're going to put the onto it. Okay, wait a minute. Hold up, baby. I need y'all to stay together. So we're going to take and do that. Right clicking, hit group, come back and stay right there. So you see how I got that pointed up like that, and we got that pretty much like that because we want to keep our space, but it's not too big. Okay, through it all. So I know I do not want to use the same font that I just used for that other one. So I'm going to pretty much go with a different font. I'm thinking Impact might work for me to use, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of him because I don't need him no more. But wait a minute. Let me see something before I get rid of him. I'm trying to see. Do I want to take and have an outline, or do I want to take and go completely the way I got it? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to release compound path. I'm going to take this off. Let me see something. I'm going to take this piece out right here. I'm going to throw that away. And take the extra pieces out that's at the bottom. I'm going to take those pieces out. Move all the trash. Move all the trash that I got right there. I'm going to take that. Throw all that completely away. I'm going to regroup this. I'm going to make compound path. I'm going to take and move it over. I just want to see something, y'all. So through it all, we're not going to make it that big, and we're going to bring it in some. Just like that. Okay, now, that made it 14. All right. I know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take and ungroup it again. So we're going to release that. I'm going to take the word it all. I'm going to put that together. I'm going to hit group. I'm going to take and go right here, and I'm going to make compound path. And we're going to put it right here. All right, then we're going to take the word through. I'm going to regroup that together. I'm going to take that as well, and I'm going to make compound path. And I'm just trying to see if it'll work right here. And I'm thinking it'll work right here. I don't necessarily have to work on that side, but the work right here will be good too as well. And of course it made it 12 something, but like I said, we make big designs over here. Okay, so when you go to cut it, however, you would take and cut this in pieces, of course. Of course, you would take and cut it in pieces because your mat, now unless you got a big old cutter in it, it go 24 in there. If it go 24, baby, you good to go. You good to go. You can cut all that at one time, but if not, you just take and cut the pieces that you need to. Now, when you go to cut this word and that word, it makes sense to cut that because they are in two different colors. Of course, you do not have to leave it the color that I have it as. You may put this as any color that you want to, but as far as cutting, you can do the word blue, and you can do these pieces right here because the colors are the same. If you wanted to make the butterfly like black along with that, then you can cut that together, and then of course you can cut through it all as well. So I'm just trying to map stuff out as I am sitting up here actually creating this, and I'm trying to see something. All right, let's take the red off. Let me see something. Okay, so let me take and put another double piece to it. We're going to take and make that like that. I'm just trying to see something, y'all. And let's also take and pull down this. So that looks a hot mess. Let me bring that in. That's one thing about letters, y'all. And that's the out, and this supposed to be the outline. But by it being small, that's not gonna work for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here and get them notifications off first. I'm gonna go like that. Bring that back. I don't want that one off. All right, so the word right here, we ain't doing the outline. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it in. I thought I was gonna like your outline, but I don't. I don't. All right, so we're gonna do like that. It's too complicated to me to have it outlined. We're gonna go back over here to the A. So I know I don't want that big and blocked out like I already have with that one. We're gonna go up here and I'm gonna probably go with impact for my letters for the word through. Okay, so we're gonna do like that. Click back on it again. And we're gonna go. So we don't have to have that capitalized like we got the word bloom. We can uncapitalize. Let me see. Let me take the cap off. And we're going to just go GHROUGH. Okay. Now you see this line under here? Uh-oh, I got a net in here. You see this line right here? This to let you know. Remember what I said before about the group and ungroup? Once I ungroup, the line goes away. Okay. So we're going to take and go like that. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to group it. And I'm just going to see how I like this to look. Wait a minute. Hold up. I got to take this line out. This line is, he not working too good. Okay, there we go. Now let me scroll down a little bit. Move this over. We can take this off the screen now. And move it over a little bit more. Because now we want to work with this. Okay. So another thing, when I go to do my panels, I don't want that to be in the way. So I'm going to move all this off the board and we only going to work with our letters. Okay. It all, I'm going to go back. I'm going to do the same thing I did with that. And it's going to be IT, move over, ALL. Okay. And we're going to throw that away as well. We're going to click on here. We're going to take out the red line. And we got to remember, we got to ungroup. So we will have the actual for real size of the font. And we're going to group it back. Okay. So then we're going to figure out how big is too big or whatever. Hey, Jennifer, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. How are you? Okay. So then we're going to take and bring this back big. We will go in like this. And our words. Right now, we are measuring 0.9 point. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to look ate up like the last one did if we do not put some type of size onto this. This right here, it's going to look ate up. Oh, that's Shamika. Hey, Shamika, are you still in here? Thank you, baby. I greatly appreciate you, honey. Okay, so we got that. We're going to stretch it just a little bit. This it all. We're going to stretch them just a little bit to give us some room. Because like I said, if you cannot read that from way across the room, because you don't need nobody in your face in the place, all up on you trying to read a design, okay? So I'm kind of thinking that this right here is still not going to do this justice. And then I got 2 U's in here. Why y'all ain't telling me I got 2 U's in here? Oh, honey, I got 2 U's in here. Let me see something. Hold up. Back it up. Let me do something real quick. Called Take It Out. Chad, we was really trying to go through it, weren't we? I had 2 U's up in here. And y'all won't even gonna tell me. Ain't nobody said in the chat. Nobody. Y'all was gonna let me make that word like that. I can't believe y'all was gonna do that. But y'all gonna do that. Alright, so then we're gonna take and go for the centerpiece again. And we're gonna that centerpiece right there I just did will allow you to make sure that your letters are uniformed, okay? So then we're going to take and group it as well. And we just going to take and slide and get at a little something there. I don't know how they said that they grouped that because them letters don't look like they uniform to me. They look like they going through it. Come on, y'all now. Get my letters together. Get me uniformed with the world. I don't like that either. Don't make me have to fix my own words. I don't even know if I like this font for this, so I'm looking at it now. That's how it is when you designing and you looking at stuff and you like, is this really gonna work out or not? Because I normally, when I do my words, I have them capitalized for this very reason. Because I like for it to be able to, we'll go back up here again. Okay, that straightened it. That look a whole lot better. I can still see something off. So it looked like this part is and this part not. We're going to just go up some. I'm just trying to think in my head whether I want to change this word or not. Because it's something when you do long letters, words, and everything like that. It's okay, but I'm just deciding whether I want to even do through it or not. Or should I go with a smaller, a less thick font than that? But I know I'm going to definitely do this right here. I'm going to do that like that. And I'm going to bring you up some. Okay. So, I know I want to use that. I'm not sure and I'm not sold on this right here. So I'm going to take and move that away for right now. Okay. And I'm going to go back in my design. Let me see something. Well, I know I'm going to do it all. So let's go ahead and do the duplicate on that. And let's make that green. And that's the thing with designing and creating. You have to see what works for you, whether you like it, whether it's something you really want to do or not. Because sometimes you might not even want to go through it and be like, that ain't going to work for me, Chad. I ain't going to do it. You just have to work from there. Now, see how I was telling you before? When you create, you want to make sure that it's not too close and it's just right when you go to rhinestone it out. We're going to hit the word release again. And somebody look at this and be like, oh, girl, you good. You ain't got to do nothing but boop, boop, boop. No. You want to go in here and always release it. Look around like we need 2 right here. A few right here. But when we get around to pulling that black off, because you can see the word now because we actually have the black background on here. But I'm going to tell you right now ahead of time because I've dealt with so many A's, whether they be uppercase, lowercase, manuscript or not. I'm going to go ahead and take some pieces from out of here because I already know that I'm not going to let this A stay like this because the A's tend to always be a humdinger for me when it comes to the inside piece, and I don't be liking them. So what I'm going to do ahead of time is do myself a favor, and I'm going to go ahead and take that piece off. Now I'm going to keep them pieces in there. So let's do this back like this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do myself ahead of time favor and go ahead and, like I said, pull that piece off in the middle so that you can see that A, because I don't like when you can't really see what it is from a, how do you say, from far away. Okay, now let me show you another trick when you want to do another row. So we're going to take and do like this. Hold down your shift. Your shift again. And we're going to create this next bottom piece that we need. We're going to go up here. Remember, the two boxes is your duplication. And when you're pulling your duplication down, don't make a mistake like I just did. But the good thing about a back button is the back button will allow you to go back. And yes, I might have one or two pieces, but that's better than have to go piece by piece by piece. Okay, so now I'm liking that. We want to take and move this out the way right here. We want to take and go back. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to take out what? Our back piece so that we can see and make sure that that's fine. And that's fine to a point. I already see two pieces I do not like in this. And I'm going to show you. So we're going to come back in. And we're going to move back over. Well, let's do this one first. So I don't like this part right here because you cannot fully tell that that is an A. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so you can tell that that's an A. And when we were back, I could see this as well. It's a little too close. But if I take this piece out as well, you can tell that that is a lowercase a. Okay, so we're going to do like that. Just try, like I said, you have to just play around with stuff to pretty much make it work for you. So now I like that, but let me back it out again to make sure. Now that's an A. Now you can see that's an A. I could even go in here a little bit more to make it, give it a little bit more to it, which I am. So we're going to go in here again. And I'm just going to click on these dots together. And we're going to take them out. We're going to take them out so we can define our A a little bit more. Now you can really see that's an A. That's an A. Because we had to give it a little bit more to it. Okay, now I do not like how this I and T are together, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. So either you could do it by the T or either by the I. I'm thinking I can probably make it quicker by doing it by the T. But what I'm going to do is give myself a little bit more room. I'm going to back this out just a tad. And I might have to move that I first. But anyway, I'm trying to make sure that we get the T. And then you just take in, we're going to move them over a little bit like that. Okay? So see how we did that? We moved that over. And now we're going to go in here for the I. And we're going to move him down and move him over just a tad bit like that. Okay, now, because they was too close, too close. You could not tell what that said. So now you want to back that out. And now it look like everybody is good to go. So I'm going to go like this to make sure they lined up with that. Okay. So now we can take and group them all. We are done with this. I don't know, something about them L's. Y'all think them L's too close? I think they might be a little too close. What you think? Y'all, these notifications is I don't know. Let me back it up a little bit more because you want to be able, like I said, okay, so I'm okay with that. Let me not be, because I'm about to be extra. Okay, so we're gonna take and do that. I'm gonna take and click. I'm gonna hit group on that. I'm gonna go in again. You always want to make sure you make compound path. Of course, it's gonna make it that red. You can do like that, and you can pretty much make it what color you want it to be. Because when a person is cutting it out, it don't matter until you actually take and brush those rhinestones in. So y'all, so far I have gotten to what? Bloom in it all. We gotta tie it in, y'all. We gotta tie it in. So I'm thinking, so I want Bloom to come right here. The way I originally had it was for it to come right there, and for the butterfly to come like that, right? Okay, so I'm thinking, because I don't know if I really truly want to go through the headache with through it all. But Bloom, it all is not going to work. So we're going to have to create a word. And I'm thinking I just have to go with through. I didn't want to go with through, but I'm going to have to go with through. And the way I got this set up, that's too much going on. Let's see. Or I could just take that out like that and just got Bloom. And that's perfect because y'all already know what my motto is that I say in every video that I do. Bloom even harder every day. So I could leave it like that and not even take myself through it. What y'all think I'm going to do? I'm just going to leave it like that. So we're going to go ahead and move that out the way. I'm going to take and put this on here. We're going to go like that. And of course, I'm going to go in 1 minute because, but first of all, I got to back it out. Because whenever you finish and you save a design, you want to kind of make sure that you don't have any extra pieces that you might have had lurking around. Okay, so we want to do like this. I'm going to make it back big. I think I actually like this just like it is. Because if you don't know nothing else, you know your girl said Bloom even harder every day. So that's where we're going to stay at. So like I said, even though you start with 1 part, 3 parts, 4 pieces, you might want to cut it down. You might want to add to it. Whatever you feel you want to do, it is your creation. If other people love the idea, the concept, or whatever, they're back. If they don't, at least you should always feel proud of your creation. Do not never let anyone tell you that your creation it don't look good, it's no good or whatever like that. Now, if they want to give you criticism because you might need to tweak this, that, and that, it's perfect, it's fine. But this mere thought that you thought of creating something, okay? Because some people don't do nothing, okay? So always make sure that you be proud of what you do. Always make sure you're proud of what you do. Yeah, you might need to tweak this and tweak that, and oh, girl, that don't look good or whatever like that. It's nothing wrong with criticism if it's going to help you to grow. Okay? But always be proud of what you create. So I think I actually like this is. And yes, we got up to that 12, y'all. I won't try. I won't try to get up to that 12 to make it big like I always do. But like I said, you can move it around because how I create pieces and see if you do it like that, it's under 12. And I think that's the way I'm going to keep it. And everything don't have to be matched up where it's all uniform. It go one way and this way. Always use your shirt, your bag, your hat, or whatever that you are going to design on. Always remember to use that as your canvas. So if you want to put a little splash here, you want to put a little piece right there, you might even want to put a little piece up here on the top of your shirt. A design does not always have to be in one uniform line, whether it's rhinestones, whether it's DTL, whether it's HTV, whatever you decide you want to design, you don't know what audience out there is going to like that. You don't know. You have a whole lot of people that are eclectic and they like different things. So you have to go with the flow. But I like it. What you say at top of the morning. Thank you for coming in. Oh, it's it's Miss Nessa. You was in the bushes. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all, I greatly appreciate y'all. But let me show you how to finish this off because I showed y'all that part. And I don't want to leave y'all hanging. So you remember that I told you that you always want to make sure that you make everything. I did it individually because my colors are individual. Wait a minute, hold up. Let me click on here. Let me ungroup. Because if I don't ungroup, y'all won't see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I did this like this. You know, the different colors for a reason. It's because when you do the design or whatever like that, and you decide that you want to have different moving pieces, you want to keep it like that. That's why you see me make compound path in those different ways like that. So now that I want to group the design, because when a person gets to the design, they can ungroup it themselves. I'm just going to group it together like this. I'm not going to say make a compound path again because I already did that individually. So you don't want to make that, mistake of doing that again because all it's going to be one color. Okay. And remember, we did this in two-tone. So we don't want to do that. So the actual size to end it, if everything stays like that, and you don't take like one piece here and one piece there and do whatever like that, the ending size is 10.751, which is your width. Your height is 7.677. So if someone that was working with Cricut, they would have to take those measurements over into Cricut because Cricut does never, and when I say never, I mean it. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt for it. Never gives you the same exact size when you go to take it into uh their software. It's always a different size. So you always have to make sure this size right here is actually taken into Cricut and you redo it. In fact, I'll show y'all. Okay, so I have this right here. Let me go right here and I'm going to save it. So you would go to your first thing that says file. You would hit save. I'm going to save it to my hard drive. I'm going to title it Bloom. Just Bloom. Okay, so let me put the cap lock on BLOOM. And I'm going to, another thing, save. We're going to hit SVG because if you say silhouette, it's not going to do that. Okay. So let me make sure it went in here. First of all, we went to hard drive. Let me go down here. Let me go to downloads and let me go to, okay. So see, it don't look like it went in there. Let me see something. BLOOM. Let me make sure I got it. Nope. It didn't go in here. Okay, so let me do this again. Let me hit file. Let me hit hard drive. Let me make sure I'm under there. Let me go like that. Let me hit Bloom. I got so many under here, y'all. It's probably computed. Okay, SVG. Let me say rhinestone up here. Maybe that'll help me find it. Let me do it like that. And like I say, you still want to do SVG. I'm going to hit that like that. All right, let me come back in here. Let me hit download. It's right there now. Okay, so I don't want to close this out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do like that. But this is a quick thing I'm going to do. You take a piece of paper and you write your height and your width, because I'm going to show y'all real quick. I'm going to go over the Cricut. So we're going to hit W. That's 10.751. And your height, we're going to do that 7677. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and right click that. And we got to go over to Cricut. So y'all got to give me a minute. Y'all got to give me a minute because we got to go over here to Cricut. All right, so Cricut. Let me make sure y'all can see Cricut. No, y'all can't see Cricut yet. All right, let me go to like this. Let me see if y'all can see Cricut yet. Let me know if y'all can see Cricut. Oh, y'all can see it. I see it. Okay, so we're going to hit new project. We're going to hit blank canvas. We're going to say start designing. Now you will go over here to upload. I'm looking around the camera, y'all, because I actually had the camera right here and I have a very big screen in front of me. We're going to go to upload. We're going to go to browse. We're going to go to download. I'm going to go past all this stuff I got right here real quick by going like this. Bloom rhinestone. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. Okay, so we have the design right here. We're going to hit continue. I'm just showing y'all. You're going to do upload. Once you do upload, now see already, you can see that already. That's not even the size we got it at. Okay, so this is what you want to do. Why it's all together, right? It's all together. You're going to go up here to the word size. You're going to unlock. See that lock right there? Unlock that. Go to height. Hit back. It's going to do that. It's fine. The height was 7.677. And you're going to hit enter. Okay. Once you hit enter on that, let me move this down so I can see it as we doing it. Okay. Then you're going to go to the front one. Once again, I took that off. We on that. We're going to go 10.751. And we're going to hit enter. Once you do that, you can go ahead and lock it. So you'll have your proportions in there. See how big this screen is? We're going to take that screen down so you can see. Now we have this as the same size as it was over there. I saved this slide too. Thank you. I greatly appreciate you. I greatly appreciate you, Miss Nessa. Thank you. So now you see it's proportion right. 10.751 by 76. What was that? 677. All they did was round it up. So now if you wanted to actually take this and cut this, it is the right size. Whenever somebody gives you the size proportion, you want to go with that size proportion, and I'm going to tell you why. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt for you. For it. If you do not have it as the right size, when you go to cut it out, baby, you're going to have some ate-up holes. Holes not big enough. Because if you're doing SS10, it has to be the size it's supposed to be for your rhinestones. It'll be anything but the size that you are trying to use if you do not go by people's size and proportions when they make a rhinestone design. So like I said, we can go ahead and save this now. I'm going to save this. Let me hit make it that way to save it, because I'm not going to make it right now. But, and then you can see how it'll take it. And normally they ask me, do I want to save it or not? But Y'all, they've been updating stuff so much over here. So baby, I don't even know sometimes. I be lost. I come over here, I be straight up lost over here on this. I'm gonna say my stuff. See, I'm trying to see now how to say this because normally you're taking do this and that and share. Because the last time I did something, it's right here though, so it should be fine. Maybe it automatically saves now. I don't know. They just recently did another update, but it is what it is. But there go the design that I was telling y'all about that I just did for my son. Uh, okay, but that is it, y'all. We are done. I didn't take y'all too long. Okay, so this basically what I'm gonna do right now since I am right here. I save it in more than one spot. I used to only save stuff in one spot, and then I learned. Okay, so now I'm gonna take and save this over here on my silhouette as well. And we're just gonna say bloom. Let's say rhinestone so I know. Because y'all know by me saying bloom even harder every day. Y'all seen when I hit that word bloom in my little file over there, some of everything came up. Cause that's my logo, that's my slogan. I use it in all basically all my videos. Okay, so we are done right here. I didn't take y'all too long, did I? Did I go too long? And we can remove that. And now I'm back. Okay. Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed y'all. I truly have. I appreciate y'all coming along for the journey and just me doing this. Now, if y'all would like for me to do this again, maybe not this particular one, but maybe something else, I did it to make smoothie for breakfast. What you did? What you did, Miss Nessa? Because I'm being nosy now. You did something to make a smoothie for breakfast. That sound good. Cause it's funny you would say smoothie. Here lately, me and my daughter been doing smoothies, even though that's here. There's something that's different. But anyway. And we've been doing like, your fresh ginger, turmeric, and a lot of people say, ew, no. But you just use a pinch, and I use the organic, so you just take and do like that. I've been using that. I've been using fresh ginger, your berries, your strawberries. I've been using like a protein because I'm not a breakfast person, but my iron levels be low. So I had gotten this organic shake protein that I got it from Amazon. So if y'all would like to know what it is, I'll look it up and I'll tell you. And then next time I go live, I will make sure that I, tell you about it. Anyway, I took and I added that along with that, and I used honey, maybe a few little pieces of ice, and me and my daughter will have a whole picture because I have a ninja, the little ninja piece you put on top, and you can make drinks or whatever like that. So what I did was I took and I used that every morning, and then I have that because I actually am not a person that eat all day. Now I snack. Now I ain't gonna lie to you now. I snack on some chips and everything all day long. But as far as a eat, I'm not big on that. But I will have one good meal, and that's in the evening time. But other than that, honey, that smoothie in the morning is good for you. I have that or even have coffee. I try not to do both of them because I don't want to do too much. But a smoothie, I had one the other day. Oh my God, it was so good. But anyway, y'all, because y'all know I can talk. I love to talk. But anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And we're going to do this again. Okay. I might even do Miss Nessa because I know you said something about um thank you, Precious Pieces, because I know you said something about DTF. So I could actually show you the steps that I take in going and doing my DTF hack. I could show you that. So the next time I go live, I will do that. But anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be good to each other. And y'all know how I always say, bloom even harder every day. We don't say that word BYE over here. So until next time, love y'all. Y'all be good. Thank y'all.